Apple Watches are cool, but they cost Gucci cash. And the cheaper Samsung watches, well, you have to recharge them every day. This is the D11, an inexpensive smartwatch that claims to have a battery life of up to 15 days. And we're going to test it out on this episode. This is the DG11, and it has a lot of the features that you'd expect from a smartwatch and being able to, tell your health. Okay, let's see what you get inside. All right, so we have our instruction manual here. It's a very long one in multiple language. We have English, Francais, Deutsch, Espanol, Italiano, Chinese, Japanese, Russian, and Portuguese. So, I'm sure one of these will apply to you. And we have our watch itself here in a nice orange or burnt sienna kind of color scheme and black. This is a silicone rubber, and it has a sleeve, a protective sleeve, to keep it from getting marred in transit. And you just peel that off. And we have our device here. Let's see if this actually turns on. Well, I guess we need to charge it. And we have, be sure to take off this other decal here, and that allows you to charge this. And underneath here, I'm assuming, we have our charging cable, and it uses its own proprietary magnetic cable, and it has an extra set of black bands should you not like this color scheme. So let's try, we're going to try that next. We're going to charge it up. Oh, okay, there we go. It did boot up, and we see that it is working. So let's take a look at this. And it is touch sensitive. It is at 68% power, and it is not linked up to my phone, but we're going to download the app and sync this up to my phone, and we'll give it a more thorough try. Alright, so we've downloaded the app here, and of course you can download that and install it on your phone, whether or not you're an Android or Apple iOS, but it does have the sort of the standard information that you would want to have as a device to monitor your health. You can set it up for your height and weight, and how many target steps you want per given day. It tells you your heart rate. It also records your sleep, your oxygen level, if you want to monitor your stress and emotions. Well, some of you may like it, but those features probably something I'm not all that interested in. But the phone itself, as you can see here, has a couple of different faces, which is kind of fun and interesting. You can turn the bezel and switch between different faces for your phone. So that's a neat feature. I mean, all the smartphones have that, but it has these built in. Whether or not you like analog or something a little more modern or archaic. It has, if you swipe down, there we go, you can set it up to call, and you have your main interface there. Or if you swipe up, you can see notifications. Swipe to the right, and you have all the built-in apps that it has on here. You can listen to music, or you can control your music. You can see your messaging, and you can see a lot of the information that you would have also on your phone, but you can just see it directly onto your device. So there we go. Its default is 5 seconds. That's why I was a little too quick. I'm going to set it for 10 seconds. And you can set for the brightness and different themes, list, nested, or spun. You're changing you can set your interface to have all of your apps visible, or at least most of your apps visible. So I've had the watch now for about 3 weeks. I've had a chance to test it out, and it works as well as to be expected. The manufacturer says that it has a 15-day standby time, and I'm sure they're measuring that by just having the phone powered and not using it for 15 days. I was able to recharge it, and I was able to get only about 6 days before I had to recharge it. Now, granted, that was only about 3 drains and recharges, and most devices take at least a couple of cycles of recharging to reach their peak capacity. Now, one of the things you noticed here is you can turn it on. It's supposed to turn on automatically and as a default when you turn it to face you. But as you can see, it's kind of inconsistent. That was the same case with my Fitbit, so I'm annoyed with both this and that. It's got a bit of a delay, like a second and a half, but it is par for the course. For a budget smartwatch, that's pretty typical. Also, you can activate it by pressing the bezel. Again, there's a bit of a delay, like a second and a half. I find that a little annoying, but something that you have to live with any current generation of smartphone. It has a number of different faces, as you can see. Some of them are pretty cool looking, but in trying them out, I found some of them to just, like this one and this one, just a bit hard to read. So I ended up just either sticking to the fully digital or this sort of default face that was on when I first turned it on. That seemed to be the ones that worked for me. But again, it's up to you, your own personal taste. Unfortunately, I don't believe you can upgrade this and download additional watch faces. Potentially, perhaps, maybe, but I could not find any way to do that using the phone app. There is the GloryFit app, and that also gives you the full range of health monitoring systems. There's a heart rate monitor, blood oxygen monitor, and there's even a blood pressure monitor, but any sort of wrist mounted blood pressure monitor is not going to be that accurate. It's certainly never going to be as accurate as a pressure collar on your arm, so don't use this as a real medical device. This is a nice to have to be able to monitor that, but this is not a scientific instrument. Unfortunately, you cannot watch any media like YouTube or whatever. You can't use this as sort of a camera monitor like you can with the Apple phone, and I think you can do that with a Samsung watch. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if your phone is able to do that, but none of the apps that are on here allow you to use really any high-end media other than make phone calls. And actually, it does work with the phone calls. Let's test it out right now. All right, let's see if we can make a phone call on this and hear what it sounds like on this phone. And we're going to call Apple. And that's the sound through the watch itself.
Apple support. Para español, oprima 9.
And your voice coming through this watch isn't bad. It's on par to typical budget Bluetooth headsets. But as I mentioned, you cannot actually watch content like YouTube on your watch. But you can listen to content. Here's an example here. If you have it sunk up like for the phone call, it will play the audio from a video that you have playing on your phone. And this is the sound coming from the watch.
Hey, Moondog here. I just got this.
And be sure to subscribe to this channel. So, if you're interested in picking up a Doogee D11, you can find product links in my full written review at moondogindustries.com, so definitely check that out and use that link to help support this channel. And you can support this channel for free by simply hitting the like and subscribe buttons. Thanks for watching. Moondog, out. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, please share it on forums, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, MeWe, whatever social media you're on. And if you want to see all of my videos, check out moondogindustries.com.